What's up there guys, GowtherCam23 back again with this week's Blu-ray and game update. Yep, there's one random video game, so I thought I'd kind of lump it in with this update. And I do apologise for the lack of an update last week, but the very good reason being I didn't actually buy anything. That's right, I just didn't buy anything. To be quite honest, I was a bit strapped for cash anyway. There are no kind of new releases I was desperate to get. Didn't really go out last week, I didn't go to CX or anything, so just nothing. I just didn't pick anything up. But kind of made up for that this week, so there's a few cracking titles in here. So let's get straight on with it. Yeah, so I'll get on with the video game first, and it is a new release. Is of Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Basically, I was looking around. I think it was on Facebook. I was looking at Hot UK Deals, which I do quite a lot, and people were saying that there was an offer. Basically, if you kind of made a new account, there was like a code to get, I think it's like £10 off a £40 spend, and you could use it to get this because it was £40. And but I kind of made a whole thing, and then the code didn't work. So what I did was I just used my regular account and used some club card boost points to get this for the grand total of £24. Haven't played this game yet. I'm not big up on Call of Duty really. The thing I always say about these games is, if I was any good at them, I'd be getting them all the time, but I'm just no good at FPSs at all. I'm more kind of into kind of things like Dead Space, and I mean, I'm not that big a gamer now anyway. The main games I buy and play now are Lego games, Rock Band Guitar Hero, kind of Disney Infinity and Skylanders. I'm not that big into kind of quite a lot of games, but this looks like an interesting one. You're getting mixed reviews. I think the critics liked it more than kind of the audience did, but it's only been out for a few days, so I'll give it a chance. But I just haven't had a chance to kind of play this because I've had, well, to be quite frank, more important things to do. So yeah, that was Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. And the first pickup is a new release from the beginning of last week, which is Chef, directed and starring Jon Favreau. Saw this for a free screening before kind of a preview screening. Really enjoyed this one. Basically about this guy called this really famous chef called Carl Casper, played by Jon Favreau, who gets into a kind of like a bitter Twitter war with a critic that gave him a particularly bad review. So he decides to get a food truck and kind of go on the road selling kind of Cuban and Spanish food. And it's like him and his kid and his past kind of not sous chef, but kind of like underling, if you like, played by John Leguizamo. And it's just a really enjoyable film. It's not quite as funny as well, I didn't find it as funny as kind of some people did, but it's definitely very, very enjoyable. Thoroughly recommend this film if you haven't seen it already. Comes in a really nice red, excuse me, red Amaray case. But yeah, it's really, really enjoyable film, and it's just a regular disc and digital copy. But yeah, I definitely recommend giving it a go. Now, the one thing that kind of annoyed me about this is that on the back, and it was in the trailer as well, it says Robert Downey Jr. is awesome. Right, he's in this film. I actually timed it. He's in this film for less than 4 minutes, and it's nearly 2 hours. You're talking rubbish. There's no reason for that quote to be on the back. To be perfectly honest, there's not really that much point of him being on the cast list, really. At least not on the kind of like the poster and stuff. But yeah, obviously they're trying to get more money and stuff. But he's not in it. He's in it for not even 4 minutes. What is the point? But other than that, thoroughly enjoyable. Definitely recommend giving it a go. So that's Chef. And the next is I think this is region A locked, but I'm not 100% sure. But it's in my mind a very an underrated comedy. It is The Rocker, starring Rainn Wilson. Got Emma Stone in there, Josh Gad, Christina Applegate, Jeff Garlin, and it's kind of a cameo from Aziz Ansari and kind of other comedians as well. It's about this guy called Robert Fishman, who in the 80s he was part of this big band called Vesuvius, and kind of 20 years previous to the film he was kicked out of the band for basically so the band could get more money, and he's kind of stuck in a dead-end job. And then his nephew, I think it's nephew, nephew is part of this kind of this high school band who then he basically kind of helps them become like really famous. Not quite as good as I remember it. It's a bit far-fetched. I mean, to be honest, the music in this, well, the music that the band plays isn't particularly that brilliant. It's I don't know, it's just kind of hard to believe some of the stuff that happens. I mean, then Jason Sudeikis plays this kind of record label manager, and they're kind of like, they're really big for not particularly any reason, because they're not that good, but it's just an enjoyable watch. Like I say, very underrated, didn't get very good reviews when it came out. I think the audience liked it more than critics did, but I like it. Like I say, it's underrated, just enjoy it for what it is. It's not particularly that hilariously funny, but it's definitely very, very good. And it got tons of special features on here. Got 2 commentaries, featurettes, special features up the wazoo, and yeah, I believe it's region A locked, but I'm not 100% sure. And this hasn't had a Blu-ray release in the UK yet. I don't know if it ever will, but it's got DVD, which I had originally. Only paid a £5 for it as well, which is pretty good. So yeah, that's The Rocker. Recommend it. Not going to be for everyone. It's not particularly hilariously funny, but it's decent. So that's The Rocker. And then the next one is a film that when Fright Fest was on this year, I was all raring to go and see this film. Then basically circumstances prevented me from going, and really glad I managed to pick this one up, because it only just got a cinema release in the UK, I think beginning of October, and I really wanted to see it, and the chance arose when I was like on an AV forum, someone was selling it, so I thought, yeah, I'd give it a go. I really wanted to see it, and I thought I'd buy it, and I enjoyed it for what it was. And that is Life After Beth. This is region A locked, confirmed. Like I said, I don't know when this will get a release in the UK. It might even only get a DVD release, but I think it will get a Blu-ray release. But yeah, it basically stars Aubrey Plaza and Dane DeHaan. And basically at the beginning of the film, Aubrey Plaza's character dies from a snake bite. And basically kind of the beginning of the film is kind of them having the wake and the funeral. And then kind of later on in the film, he finds out that she has become reanimated, and she is kind of broken out of a grave, and is kind of walking around the earth like an actual human being. And he kind of warms to the idea of kind of coming back to life, but then he kind of sees a different side to her, kind of a zombie side coming out. But it's a quirky, kind of funny indie comedy, and it does help that apparently Aubrey Plaza is at least going out with or married to the writer-director, what's his name, Jeff Boehner. It's an enjoyable film. It's not quite as funny as I wanted it to be. It's quite short as well. It's not even an hour and a half. But it moves at a brisk pace. You know, it's enjoyable. I'm a big fan of Aubrey Plaza. Really like Dane DeHaan. I also got John C. Reilly, Molly Shannon, James. No, was it? Matthew Gray Gubler, who else? Yeah, Cheryl Hines, Paul Reiser, and that is about it. So, I mean, there's a scene in this that it's kind of like they just assume that if they get like kind of some of the script like isn't very funny, just have kind of different characters kind of talking over each other, then it's going to be funny, which doesn't really work. But it's only a couple of scenes that happen, so it's not too bad. But I did enjoy it for what it was. Not bowled over by it particularly, but I did enjoy it, like I say, for what it was. And it's, you say, region A locked, which is unfortunate, but it will be getting a release eventually in the UK, I think. But not for a few months yet, at least not till next year. And then you just get the regular disc with no artwork on it. Slipcover's nothing to write home about either, but I'll probably kind of chuck that anyway. So if I can move it back in. So yeah, I really wanted to check it out, and so I did, yeah. So yeah, if you're a fan of the kind of the people who were in it, I'd say definitely give it a go when it comes out. But I didn't. Well, I say I wasn't really bowled over by it, but it's enjoyable for what it was. That's Life After Beth. Life After Beth. And then the next title is a title I did an unboxing of, and I haven't actually watched this particular edition yet, but I've had the US edition for quite a while, which I've actually seen the film like 6 times, when including kind of theatrical extended commentary and stuff, which is The Fault in Our Stars. This being the sorry, move a bit there, the Amazon exclusive with exclusive bookmarks. Yeah, really enjoyed this film. Definitely one of my favourites of the year. I'm not going to talk too much about it because I've kind of talked about it in kind of past updates. But really, really enjoyable. Great performances. Great music as well. I love the music in this. Some really kind of sad scenes and all. I mean, it's about cancer. That means bound to have kind of sad scenes in there. It's kind of like not the opposite, but kind of it kind of links into Now Is Good. It's kind of the same same plot, but it's it's done very differently. This is more, I think this is the better film, but I do enjoy Now Is Good more. But yeah, really good scenes in this, really good acting. Shailene Woodley is very good in this. Also got Ansel Elgort as well, Laura Dern, Sam Trammell, and some other people. Willem Dafoe, of course, and yeah, I think most people who wanted to see this have seen it already. So, like I said, I'm not going to talk too much about it, but really enjoyable. I still don't know what the hell I'm doing with the lips, but whatever, that's the way it is, I suppose. And again, I'll open it all up. There's no kind of point. You get all the stuff inside and the disc, and there's also the DVD. Oh, sorry, that's the DVD and the Blu-ray discs underneath all that stuff on the other side. So yeah. So yeah, not too much to say about that now, which is Fault in Our Stars. I'm only going to show these off quickly because again I did an unboxing of them, and it is the Diamond Luxe editions I got. The ones I've seen are Green Mile and Batman, but yeah, I'll show them off again just kind of really quickly. There's the Batman one, and it's all held together. Thing I didn't mention in my unboxing video, that it's all held together with magnets, which is really cool. So there's the Joker and Batman. And then you open it up again and it's kind of inside artwork. And yeah, I now have learnt that it is made of fiberglass, apparently, which is very cool, very sturdy. And again we have Gremlins, and then the Green Mile, and then Gone with the Wind. So really nice editions. Like I said in my unboxing video, I hope they do new releases of these because they are very nice editions and very worthy addition to my collection. So yeah. There's those four. And the last title in this update is my pick of the week.
Pick of the week.
So this week's pick of the week is a film I've wanted to watch for such a long time. Everyone who is aware of the film knows about the distribution problems with this film. Basically, in the US, the Weinstein Company wanted to cut 20 minutes from this film because they thought that it wasn't. It wouldn't really translate to a Western audience, which is absolute rubbish. But which is I think it's the one and only reason why this hasn't got a UK release, nor will I think it ever will do. I hope it does, but I'm not sure if it will. And that film is Snowpiercer, and this is one of the best films I've ever seen. It's expertly directed by Bong Joon-ho. It's amazingly acted. The script is incredible. It looks, cinematography is immense. It's an incredible film, and basically it tells the world has been eradicated by a failed global warming experiment, and the surviving members of the world are packed onto this train, which I don't know if it basically goes around a track, and I don't know if it's kind of around the whole world, obviously kind of around an area, but basically each kind of go around is represented by a year. So like each go around is a year, which is kind of one of the ways they like goes past a certain place. That is kind of the start of the new year, and it's kind of the train's kind of been divided into different factions. There's the really rich people at the front of the train, then kind of the middle class people in the middle of the train, then at the back is kind of like the disadvantaged, the underprivileged, basically people who aren't very rich at all. And Chris Evans' character, and I cannot remember the name, and Jamie Bell's character kind of lead this revolt against the train, and they plan to kind of push their way towards the front of the train and kind of overthrow this guy called Wilford, who invented and runs the train. And basically, every kind of obstacle is against them. They're trying to get to the kind of the front of the train. They want to kind of like change things for these people. They want to I don't know. They want to kind of kind of consolidate everybody. I'm not quite sure what the goal is really, but it's I mean, it's not an easy watch. It's more, I wouldn't say depressing, but it's more downbeat than I was thinking it was going to be. It's got some amazing ideas in this. It's kind of, I love the kind of not dystopian future, but kind of the future that is realised in this film. It's based on I believe a French graphic novel from I actually thought it was kind of quite recent. Apparently it's from the 80s, and yeah, but it's just an incredible film. Chris Evans has never ever been better than he is in this film, ever. is just incredible in this film. I've never seen a performance like this from him or anybody really. And you've also got another great cast in this. You've got Tilda Swinton, who plays this weird kind of, she's kind of like the representative of Wilford to the kind of the other kind of the disadvantaged people, and he's got this really kind of the fake teeth and this wig and this really thick northern accent. Really, it's not really funny, but it is I don't know, it is funny, but it's not. I don't really know, but it's not really meant to be funny, but it is. It's just everything that comes out of my mouth is just really, really funny. And also got John Hurt in this, who plays kind of like basically kind of like the wise old man at the train. Kind of he knows kind of like what's going on. Then you got Song Kang-ho, who is a regular collaborator of Bong Joon-ho, and then you got Jamie Bell as well, who plays kind of Chris Evans's kind of best friend and the kind of, I guess, underling, I suppose, who kind of like rallies the troops and stuff like that. Octavia Spencer plays, I don't want to get into kind of much with this because it comes into spoiler territory, but basically who is trying to find her child. And then you got Ed Harris, who plays Wilford, who is the owner of the train. It comes into it kind of near the end. There were a few points at the end where I didn't kind of know where the story was going, but then it just threw me for a loop. It's everything about this film is incredible. It's kind of annoying because I can't actually put this on my favourite films of the year, because A, it didn't actually come out this year, and B, I only count films I've seen at the cinema for my top films of the year. But if I could, this would be at least number 2, possibly even number 1. I'm not ashamed to admit it made me cry on numerous occasions. There's an incredible monologue by Chris Evans towards the end of the film, which it just got to me. I don't even quite know why. It kind of really got to me. But I say, beg, borrow, steal, ram raid, loot, whatever you can do to see this film, do it. Well, I don't say it changed your life, but it definitely kind of changed the way I think about films. And it actually angers me that a film of this calibre is just not available to a UK audience, just because a group of people don't feel it will translate as well. There is no reason for that. Now, I've got to admit, I don't know the ins and outs of it. There may be another reason why it's not getting distributed, but if anyone's watching out there who knows someone who could distribute this film, get your arses in gear. There's no reason for this film not to be get into UK cinemas, onto Blu-ray or DVD in the UK. There's no reason for it. Just do it. There's no reason. Anyway, little rant over. But anyway, it comes in a really nice edition with a very nice slipcover. It is heavily embossed. You've got kind of see the embossing in the light there, and on Chris Evans' arm, and the rest of it is kind of regular, and then got the embossed title as well. And yeah, it's really nice kind of foil effect. It's got quite a lot of special features. You've got it's 2-disc set. You've got disc 2 of special features, which is the birth of Snowpiercer, the characters. So I'll just read them out. An animated prologue, concept art galleries, Chris Evans and Tilda Swinton on Snowpiercer, kind of an interview I think. The train brought to life behind the scenes of a special screening, and I can't read that. Transpercentage from blank page to the blank screen. So yeah, really nice addition for an incredible film. I say just do whatever you can to see this film. I can't really see it. I'll zoom out a bit actually. Yeah, I don't know. It's just really incredible. I don't know. It was just so emotional as well. It's like I say, it's not an easy watch. I don't think it's going to be for everybody, but I absolutely adore this film. It's one of my favourite films of all time now, and it's very rare for that to happen. I mean, for a film that I've watched only once to become one of my favourite films of all time, it happened with Nil and I, and it's happened with this film. And also, it's never happened to me before, but after I watched this film, I immediately stuck on the commentary and watched it again, listened to the commentary. Some really good stuff on this. It's now, I don't know if there's a commentary missing on this, because the commentary that is on the disc mentions a filmmaker commentary, so I'm not kind of sure what the deal about that is, but basically it's kind of a different kind of reviewers and bloggers, but it's kind of moderated by this one guy, and then he gets different people to come in on the phone and give their thoughts on different kind of I think one critic picks up on the international cast, and then the one critic talks about the kind of the messages behind the film, kind of about economic downturn and stuff like that. But it's really interesting, and I recommend giving that a listen as well. But I hope there were, I don't know if there was a actual filmmaker commentary, but yeah, I'm just kind of gushing about this film though. But do anything you can to see this film. Incredibly directed, like I say, from Bong Joon-ho. Is a fantastic director. I mean, to be honest, I've only seen this and The Host, so that's the only films I've kind of got to go on. But I love those. I really like those two films, and gonna kind of search out his other films. But yeah, it really cool. And I think there's a French steelbook, I believe, and also a kimchi. I think there's like 3 different versions of it, which I would get, but it's ridiculously expensive, so I'll have to kind of make do with this. But yeah, incredible film. Like I say, I'm not ashamed to say it made me cry on numerous occasions. It's just so emotional. I don't really see myself watching this kind of more than maybe like 5 times a year, because it's just so emotionally draining. But I'm definitely glad I gave it a go. I mean, I was gonna watch it anyway, but I just glad I got the chance to watch it on Blu-ray at least. And yeah, so it's one of my favourite films of all time now. So yeah, that's Snowpiercer basically. So yeah, that'll about do for this update. Now, I don't know how much stuff I'll have next week. I am getting paid on Tuesday, so I'll probably at least have a few things. What is there? I think no, Toxic Avenger 2 don't come out till the week after. The Days of Future Past Steelbook, which I'll be getting, but that'll be my Steelbook update. There's no kind of, not like really big kind of new releases that are desperate. I mean, it's Dawn of the Planet of the Apes on the 24th, which again I'll be getting the Steelbook for. But there's nothing really kind of that I really desperately want to get. I've kind of learned the fact that even if I want to kind of get a brand new release, just wait a little bit. It'll come down in price. I don't know why I didn't kind of like pick up on that before. And I knew about it, but I just didn't kind of didn't really think. So I've really kind of cut down on my spending now. But yeah, any kind of like special edition or film that isn't available in the UK or anything like that, I'll purchase, you know. But yeah, and of course, quite a lot of the time there's like DVD only releases with no special features, which happened like numerous times this year. Alien Body Saints, Prince Avalanche, and stuff like that. Which again, that's a different thing. But yeah, that'll about do for this update. So yeah, I don't know how much stuff I'll have next week. But any thoughts on any of the titles, pop down in the description box below. Thanks as always for watching, and have a great day.